Hi, guys. We got about 10 minutes to go. I hope this comes in loud and clear. Let me know in the chat window if this sounds okay. Hopefully the volume is good. Thanks for being here. Hopefully we'll get some more people showing up here in a few minutes. And about 10 more minutes to the real show. And thanks for coming. Here's another little set of bloopers from the Star Trek movies.
Thanks for being here. Please go away. No, okay.
Here we go.
Wait, where are we going from?
Hi. How you doing?
I'm good.
Okay, now.
This is how the bastard got away.
What is it?
It's a portable transport. It's a portable transport beaming device.
Are you certain?
Aye, it said in the script.
What do you got?
I found this in the crashed jump ship, sir. Sorry.
We'll smash into the rear wall like insects on a windshield. Hello. That was new, wasn't it?
It's a portable transport beaming device. Are you sure? Of course I'm sure, you bastard. It's a big thing made of metal. What does it look like?
I just had a few ideas for Star Trek 3.
Literally every week this happens. Yeah?
So,
Spock, stop staring.
I've never had my own ship. I've had a Ford Taurus.
You alright?
Yeah,
Are you broken?
a little bit. Where's Khan?
Are we tilting or bamming?
Oh, I'm just putting dailies on JJ's iPad.
The door's shut.
That's terrible. Sorry, can I do that again? From the mud thing? Stop, Pine. Ready? I got it.
Fine. No. Chris.
We're losing him.
She's got to get it out. Hold on.
I might have to take it from
I had something to
She's gonna get
a few issues here.
There's greatness in you, Jim. But there's just not an ounce.
spots here.
Just for doing what I think's right. And what did you do, Nothing. Mark. So let's get married. Because I think that's what you want, and it's what I want. And the sex is going to be fantastic. Let's get out of here.
He used my own friends to control me.
Oh, they're banging our scanners.
Banging our
She says she...
I had it. I had it.
morally
Let's
wrong.
take it back from that thing.
Yeah, I got that line anyway.
Sky. Oh.
Jam?
much for being here.
All right, guys, I'm going to do one more little video here, and then we'll get into the show proper. We'll probably start 2-3 minutes after 7:30, I think. So pretty soon. Here we go. One more thing, and then we'll start with the show.
Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Wait a minute. Fill my cup, put some nigga in it. Take a sip, sign the check. Julio, get the stretch. Right to Harlem, Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi. If we show up, we gon' show up. Smoother than a fresh drop. Break it down. Girl, said you hallelujah. Girl, said you hallelujah. Girl, said you hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. I said uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Come on, dance, jump on me. If you stand on me, don't brag about it, come show me. Jump on me. If you stand on me, Saturday night we in the spot. Don't believe it, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 sensational. Come on. Come on. Come on. Happy holidays from the Big Bang Theory. And our director, Bree. Give Bree a big shout out. Choreographer, Bree. Kenny's sister, give her a shout. Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, welcome to Treks and Sci-Fi's live Ustream podcast, vidcast, live show, whatever you want to call it. I'm Rico, your host. After 11 years of podcasting, vidcasting, going to conventions, visiting Facebook way too much, the forum, the audio stuff we used to do with the Ready Room, all kinds of things have happened over the last 11 years, both for the podcast, for myself, for all of you probably, if you've been with me for a long time. I got to make sure I'm streaming. I think I'm working. I think it's working. You know, every year when I do this, I don't do it very often. I'd like to do more, and I think I always say I'd like to do it more. But it's always just new stuff I've got to get all figured out. You know, I've got to get, like one thing. Let me turn on a little more lighting here on my little set. Like that. Let's do that. Green alert. We'll call it green alert right now. So, as you can see, you know, you guys have seen this before, pictures and everything, but I've only used it a little bit on videos, one or two so far, I think. I feel like I sound a little bit nasally. To let you guys know, if you don't know, for those who are on Facebook, you may know, the past couple of weekends, we've been working on renovating our garage. We've cleaned it all out, and now today, I was drywalling out there yesterday and today, so I was outside a lot. I'm actually kind of whipped and tired. That's why I'm wearing this very fancy Star Trek outfit, this white T-shirt. So I've been outside working pretty hard the last few days. Lynn and I have, and so I still wanted to do the show though. This is a nice break from it, so that's been going on. I do a lot of home improvement stuff. I enjoy it. Kind of takes me my mind off other, you know, work things and that. But I'm glad you're here. We're gonna do. I do these things each year to celebrate. It was 11 years ago. I think it was actually at the very end of August, back in 2005, that I started this podcast. I've said this quite a few times over the years, but the original thought or intention when I created this podcast, well, I'd been listening to podcasts for a little while, and I wanted to do something to kind of keep Star Trek alive during, right after Enterprise was canceled, and I was really bummed about that after only 4 years being on the air. So that's what created this. I should say before we get too much further, today is September 5th, 2016. This is Vidcast, podcast, whatever cast, number 600, and I'm Rico. So yeah, I started back in 2005, at the very end of August, early September in 2005, and now 11 years later, still doing this for some reason. I don't know. But what I wanted to do today, there's a lot of specials and talk about the 50th anniversary of Star Trek. So I thought I would talk a little bit about that, maybe some things that I think are significant about the 50 years of Trek, just kind of mostly, frankly, off the top of my head. But since I feel like I know Star Trek pretty well, I think I can speak to it pretty easily without a whole lot of prep. We're going to have a couple of contests. So if you are watching the stream, make sure you're logged in so you can do something in the chat to give an answer. I'm going to do one probably after maybe 10-15 minutes into the show, and then one more towards the end. So that's the plan here, but we'll talk about the 50th anniversary of Trek, kind of what it means to me a little bit, some of the milestones. And so what I wanted to start off with, I have this Ustream producer thing set up so I can kind of quickly put up videos for you to watch while I take a little bit of a break. But to start out the show, I'm going to show you, I grabbed a few things off YouTube while I was setting up that are kind of anniversary tributes to Trek. And I'm going to play a few of those throughout today's vidcast for you. And I hope you guys enjoy these. So here's the first one. So stay tuned for this live Ustream vidcast event for show 600 for Treks and Sci-Fi.
For half a century, they have thrilled us with their adventures. They amazed us with their discoveries. They have manned ships that took us from star to star, planet to planet, and station to station. They have been our friends, our seekers of new life, explorers beyond which none have gone before. Now, celebrate their past and await new adventures. For the trek will not end, it is just the beginning.
All right, we are back. I hope you guys enjoyed that. People made a lot of cool little tributes. I've actually got one playing here that I made a few years ago to the Star Trek movies, or at least the movies that were out as far as when I made that to video. One of the things I think that was, I'm going to list, like, as we go through this, some significant events, I think, in Star Trek history. The biggest one to begin with was, as a lot of you probably already know, Star Trek is one of those rare series back in the day, and it still doesn't even happen to this day very much, that they got a chance to make a second pilot. The first pilot was rejected by the studio, which many of you know, that was later turned into the two-part Menagerie episode. But they got the chance to do another pilot with, of course, that's when they brought in Shatner as Kirk and all of that. But it could have just died right there. You know, they rejected the first pilot, and that might have been the end of that. You know, no one would have ever seen Star Trek. It would have been just, it would have never happened, basically. There are a lot of TV pilots, again, even to this day, that don't make it to a regular show. And sometimes those pilots show up online, you know, in this day and age. But a lot of times they don't. We never even see them. So like that Wonder Woman TV show from a few years ago they tried to do, that I still think you got to really dig in the deep recesses of the internet to find that. It's not really worth it. I've seen it. It's not really that good. But yeah, so I think that's one of the biggest events in the very early days of Trek that was very important and set the stage for a lot of things that happened later that really, you know, through happenstance, through some luck, through some fan support, and a lot of different things, you know, got them along their way. I'm going to play another tribute video to Trek here in a moment for all of you. So I don't know if this other one is almost done. Yeah, that's pretty much near the end. We can go on to the next Trek video for all of you here. We're only technically, 3 days away officially from the anniversary, or the 50th anniversary. Most people are kind of considering is the 8th of September, when the first episode of the original series was broadcast on television. So let's play another tribute video. Hi there, we're back again, or I'm back. I'm just back. Yeah, you're not. I'm having lemonade, and I have a phaser here. This thing is from the Wand Company. These things are super cool. They have all different kinds of sound effects, and you should get one because they're really cool. So there you go. Oh, I think she's telling me I'm losing charge, I think. All right, so the next significant event, I think, in Star Trek's history is there was a letter writing campaign from the second to the third season of Star Trek, the original series. It really wasn't going to come back after only 2 years. It'd been basically canceled. And a huge fan letter writing campaign brought it back for a third season, which led to having kind of enough episodes to put it into syndication, and then over the years in syndication, that led to the huge fan base that eventually was formed. So that, I think, is another significant event in Trek history. All right, for those watching, and there's just a few of you, I'm going to do the first contest right now. So get ready for this. I think this question's relatively easy. The winners are going to receive a special little prize pack from me, a couple little goodies in there that I have picked out. You'll just have to send me an email at treksf@gmail.com with your address if you win, and I'll get those out to you. So here is the first question, and like I said, I think it's pretty easy. So looking at all of the Star Trek TV series and all of the Star Trek movies, that's all the official Star Trek TV series and all the official Star Trek movies, how many different actors have played this character, and how many different actors have played the character of James Tiberius Kirk? How many different actors have played that character? You have to type in your answer into the chat window so that I can see if you win or not. So how many different actors have played Captain Kirk? And anyone? What time is it? I'm looking at the chat here. Oh, I think there's a little bit of a delay. That's why it's going on like this. So you guys there's a minute maybe delay in these questions going out. So Pop Lopez, you are correct. Pop Lopez. Yes, there were three actors. Obviously, William Shatner. There was Chris Pine, of course, in the recent movies. And don't forget, in the 2009 movie, a younger actor played young James T. Kirk. I think the actor's name was Jimmy Bennett, I think. Something like that. Something Bennett. I don't know if he's related to Harv Bennett. I'm not sure. But three. Yes, three. So, Pop Lopez, send me, I somewhere in the archives in my email, I think I have your address. But send me your address and I'll send you out a little gift package. So thanks for playing. That's the first contest. All right, next, I want to play, I think I'll play another video. Well, let's talk about one other significant event in Star Trek history. The next one, of course, I think was getting the first motion picture made. And, of course, everyone also knows the story that the popularity of Star Wars created this idea to do a Star Trek movie. Star Trek, the first, the motion picture came out in '79, only a couple of years after Star Wars. They were going to make another television series, but then they decided when Star Wars hit it big, they made the motion picture. So I think that's the next significant event, I guess, in Trek history. So let me play another video for you, kind of, again, another, combo, little look at Trek over the years.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise.
Her ongoing mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life forms and new civilizations.
To boldly go where no one has gone before.
Captain Kirk, I presume.
What took you so long?
I don't know, sir. And those are the facts.
Stand by to fire.
I cannot allow it to go further.
I entirely agree.
I believe you mean that.
You don't sound very optimistic.
Scotty, beam me up.
Energize.
I know this ship like the back of my hand.
He's not exactly working on all thrusters. Fascinating.
Warp speed.
Engage.
Spanning 5 decades, they have thrilled us with their adventures.
What a handsome group of people.
So much for my thing.
Amazed us with their discoveries.
Golly, Jim, I'm beginning to think I can cure a rainy day. That is by no means certain, Doctor.
Inspired us with their courage.
Oh, we shall be. Your friend.
Their ship has journeyed beyond imagination.
You've arrived at a totally illogical conclusion.
Interesting. However, theoretically...
Data.
Yes, sir.
Her name has become legend.
There she is.
This is Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the USS Enterprise.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Her crew, the finest ever assembled.
That fact isn't in the history texts.
It's got to be worth a couple of pages in somebody's book.
We have traveled beside them, from one corner of the galaxy to the other. They have been our guides,
Everybody remember where we parked.
our protectors,
Jim, your life is in danger.
and our friends. They are part of the dream that is Star Trek,
Dream that became a reality and spread throughout the stars.
unparalleled in its success.
Theoretically, it is possible.
It continues to grow.
Interesting to see if his brain matches his body.
From the original series,
Shoot a beam up, Scotty.
each and every encounter,
I've never seen him look so happy.
and beyond,
You're from outer space.
No, I'm from Iowa. I only work in outer space.
to the big screen excitement of 6 blockbuster movies.
You're not exactly catching us at our best.
That much is certain.
And further into the future
That may not be possible.
with the next generation.
I guess we weren't sufficiently entertaining.
Now the adventure continues.
Live long and prosper.
Okay, I'm back again. Hope you guys enjoyed that last one. The next big significant video. Too much drywalling today. Too many drilling screws, pounding nails, cutting sheetrock, and everything. The next thing, of course, would be Star Trek: The Next Generation. You know, when Star Trek: The Next Generation showed up, you know, everyone was kind of a little doubtful. Could Star Trek be, you know, as good as it was in the original series? Would it be able to capture that magic again? And of course it did. And you know, to many people, Star Trek: The Next Generation is their Star Trek because it is truly the Star Trek that came along, you know, 15 or so years later. More than that, 20 almost, I guess, since it canceled. But it's a show that a lot of people grew up on watching that Star Trek that are adults now, and you know that is the first Star Trek they really got exposure to. Maybe a few episodes of the original series. You know, I saw the original series in syndication when it started to be shown like every night of the week. and got to pretty much memorize the episodes. And then, of course, Next Generation came around, and it's like new Star Trek was incredible to me. But yeah, that was a significant thing in Star Trek history, and kept, this idea that more new Star Trek could work, not just in movies, but on television again. And of course, that set the stage for future television series as well for other Trek shows. So that I think was very important. I'm just going to go through a couple more things now. Not going to break away for a video at this point, but I would say even Deep Space Nine was pretty significant too, because it was a very different Trek. It was a Trek that they did the first time really without Gene Roddenberry, and it also was a Trek that was very different than either the original series or even the Next Generation. It wasn't set on a starship. It had a very different kind of group of characters, those that didn't necessarily get along very well. A lot of more character kind of drama and things going on in that show. So I think that was very significant as well in Star Trek history. To keep basically the idea of significant events to me is to keep Star Trek going. Without these things happening, Star Trek could have just stopped at some point. And of course, the movies were doing pretty well. They never, really until the J.J. Abrams 2009 film came along, Star Trek movies were never really big hits. Maybe the Voyage Home, the Star Trek 4 movie, Star Trek 2, even The Wrath of Khan, did pretty well. And it was, it's a big favorite with fans, but they weren't these big blockbusters like some hits are these days. So that's a significant thing too. I think now let's take another break. I have a little bit. There's been a Star Trek concert thing going on with music for a little while, and I wanted to play a little bit of this I found off YouTube for you. If you haven't seen this, I'm not sure if it's still going through cities or not. I think it is maybe a little bit, but this thing is awesome. They have Star Trek music. You're going to just see some of this video, and you can find some of it on YouTube. But they show pictures and video along with a full orchestra of different Star Trek music, and it's really, really cool. I saw it last March with my youngest son, Eric, and I just loved it. I thought it was great. So check it out if you get a chance, and I think you guys would really enjoy it. So let me play a little bit of that for you now here on the 600th anniversary of Treks and Sci-Fi. All right, yeah. If you get a chance to see that concert, definitely go check it out. All right, I'm going to do another contest in a moment or two, but I want to talk about one. I got one or two more, I think, significant Star Trek events to talk about. The next I wanted to mention is the 2009 Star Trek movie that started the new movie series, sort of a reimagining of the original series in a way, with the original series characters, at least for the big screen, with a whole new cast playing those characters when they're young again. And those movies have been really doing well financially, except for Star Trek Beyond, which frankly a lot of people, I thought it was one of the best of the three, if not maybe the best of the three. I still kind of like the 2009 movie, I think, quite a bit, but it's right up there with that. Star Trek Beyond has not done very well. If you haven't had a chance to see it yet, go see it, because it is going to be playing. I got to make sure this is working. Yes, it's working, I think. I need like an assistant to do camera 1, camera 2, camera 4. Maybe I could call him on my new. Oops, I got to power it up. Let me see. Here we go. Come on.
Connected.
Oh, there we go. This is that new Bluetooth communicator that you can tap into your cell phone. So anyway, I could use this to call up like the person directing, and switching cameras for me. But yeah, that'll be a different day. So yeah, the 2009 film, I think, was super important because the movies had sort of dwindled off a bit, and then they restarted them with that, and they've done Into Darkness, even though it wasn't really to a lot of people a great movie. I still enjoyed it, but it still made a ton of money, and so did the 2009 movie. But Star Trek Beyond, for some reason, is not catching on. So, but it was definitely the new movies they've done, and I still think they're going to get one more out of this group. This cast is still very important to Star Trek and the future of it. All right, let's do another contest. So get ready by your computers for those watching, and I know there's a delay here, so I'll say the contest, and I'll have to wait about 30 seconds to a minute for an answer. This is again for a nice little prize pack that I'm going to send to the winner once you send me your address on an email if you win, and it'll be, of course, the first person who answers correctly. This one, I'm trying to think if I've ever used this as a trivia question before. I've always liked this question in a way because it's, well, I shouldn't say too much because I'll kind of give it away. All right. Out of all the Star Trek television series and all of the Star Trek movies, and again, the official stuff, all the Star Trek television series and all the Star Trek movies, which series or movie first introduced the holodeck? Which series or Star Trek movie first introduced the holodeck? And again, like I said, I have to wait a little bit until somebody answers. So I need to play that music like ding, doo, doo, like they have, when you're doing like Jeopardy or whatever. So which series, again, the question is which series of Star Trek or movie first introduced the holodeck? There we go, Mr. Atos. Yes, the animated series, TAS, as it's known to all of us Trek fans. You are correct, yes. In the episode Practical Joker, they actually showed a holodeck there way before they ever did it on Star Trek The Next Generation, which is what most people think or know. But that, yeah, you are a winner, Mr. Atos, so you are going to get a prize pack as well. So send me your information, and I will send you that out here in the next, probably either towards the end of this week or maybe more likely next week. This week's a weird week with the holiday and stuff like that, so probably next week. But yeah, you are correct. So good. Congrats to you. I think I have one more tribute video. I don't know if I've played it or not. Oh, maybe I did play it. I think I did. Yeah, I think I did. I've got some kind of Star Wars video. How'd that get into this podcast? I don't know. How'd that get in here? What is it? Oh, I know what it is. It's a music video for one of my favorite artists who does some great music video. Let me play this. I probably won't play it all, There's a violinist who does a lot of great music videos, you know, that are related to sci-fi and fantasy a bit. Her name's Lindsay Sterling. I post a lot of her stuff up on Facebook. But check this one out that she did for Star Wars. And because we got to slip a little Star Wars in here, even though this is sort of a tribute to the 50th anniversary of Trek today on Treks and Sci-Fi. So let me play a little of this Lindsay Sterling video, and then I'm going to come back and we'll kind of wrap up the show. Got a couple other things to talk about, but I'll be back in a couple minutes.
everybody. I hope.
I think it's working. Hey, I'm back. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I just decided to play the whole thing because it's so good. Lindsay Sterling, check her out on YouTube. A lot of great, amazing videos, violin work, just some really amazing stuff. Love her stuff. So I'm going to wrap up today's thing with just a couple last things. Again, thanks always for you guys always watching, listening, responding to the podcast, the vidcasts. I appreciate all of your support over the years very much. One last Star Trek significant thing that I want to say that's coming up or has sort of been announced, but will start in 2017, of course, is this new series, Star Trek Discovery, that will be a kind of a big test to see how well a Star Trek streaming only, not a network show does, not a syndicated show or a network show does. We'll see how that takes off and does for them. I think we'll get. I think they're pretty much almost guaranteed to do a couple of years at least through pre-sales that they've already done and things for even overseas markets. So no worries there. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited that we're going to get Star Trek back after 11, 12 years off the air, about 12 years off the air when it starts. So that's great, right? More than just, I don't want to pay the $5.99 a month. It's $5.99 a month. I know everybody has limited money and limited income, unless you're like Donald Trump. Oh, I shouldn't have brought him up on that podcast. It's a bad idea. Anyway, but it's really like less than a cost, like a expensive coffee or a lunch for the day or whatever. So for a whole month of Star Trek and anything else you might want to watch in CBS. But again, thanks so much for your support. You can always support the show over at patreon.com/Treks in Sci-Fi. Videos are at vimeo.com/Trekkie. And again, I do this for you guys. I mean, Star Trek has meant a ton to me over the last, I really started watching it in the 70s. So for me, it's not 50 years of watching Trek. It's more like, I don't know, 40, a little less than 40, something like that. But it's, it's always been part of my life just about that I could recall. I built models and sets and all kinds of things. So it's really important to me, obviously, and I love it. So, and it's one of the few things in sci-fi and, genre fandom that's got a hopeful future out there. And so much technology has come from it, too, that we use these days is just incredible. So thanks for those that watch this live. I'm going to try to put up the video also on Vimeo, and it should be on Ustream for a little while to watch as well. We'll see how that all works out. It's always a bit of a guess. But anyway, come back next week for more Treks in Sci-Fi. Bye, folks. Not much Rico dancing because Rico's sore from drywalling. All right, take care. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. I'm going to play one last little video as we exit the show, as they say. So I'll talk to you again soon. Live long and prosper. Happy 50th anniversary of Star Trek. See you soon. Bye.
Once again, we've saved civilization as we know it.
And the good news is they're not going to prosecute.
Oh, they might as well have prosecuted me. I felt like Lieutenant Valaris.
Well, they don't arrest people for having feelings.
And it's a good thing, too. If they did, we'd all have to turn ourselves in.
Captain Kirk.
Captain Sulu. As much to the crew of the Enterprise, I owe you my thanks.
Nice to see you in action one more time, Captain Kirk. Take care.
My God, that's a big ship.
Not so big as our captain, I think.
So, this is goodbye.
I think it's about time we got underway ourselves.
Captain, I have orders from Starfleet Command. We're to put back to space dock immediately. To be decommissioned.
I were human, I believe my response would be, go to hell. If I were human.
Course heading, Captain.
Second star to the right. And straight on till morning. Captain's log, stardate 9529.1. This is the final cruise of the Starship Enterprise under my command. This ship and her history will shortly become the care of another crew. To them and their posterity will we commit our future. They will continue the voyages we have begun and journey to all the undiscovered countries, boldly going where no man, where no one has gone before.